Hey, fabulous souls, welcome to my unwavering thoughts. Here, we're all about growing, thriving, becoming our best selves inside and out. It is also about leveling up, whether it's how we treat ourselves, others, and just life in general. So, join me on this podcast as I share my thoughts on personal growth, self love, seeing yourself the way God sees you, my rookie tips on life, relationships, and of course, love. Let's grow together.
It is I once again after 8 months of not being here. It is horrible of me and I apologize. I mean, why am I even laughing? I have been up and about, things have been happening, life has been happening just the same way life is happening to everyone. With the way things are skyrocketing out of control, I can only imagine how a lot of us are literally trying to survive, especially those who are doing a 9 to 5, driving, just literally probably not even ending, probably not even earning as much as they should, but they just have to survive with what they have. And with what they have, it's not like they've increased the salary, you're just there. But today we're going to be having a conversation, or would I say, we're going to be ruminating around my thoughts on the topic don't play small with your purpose. Don't play small with your purpose. This is, as a matter of fact, is a one-liner I saw in a poet's page on IG. And when I saw it, it felt like it was speaking to me directly, because I have been in my mind a lot. A lot has happened. Gosh, I can't even start to explain. I left a different job to a totally different industry entirely. And I found myself struggling because it's been a while I did that. As you already know, I like to refer myself as a filmmaker. I've always been one. I just didn't know what my strength was, and I'm beginning to realize where my strength lies, even if I have not um, worked on that particular aspect of myself. It's been one hell of a journey, and it just brings me back to or times where I have played small with my purpose, my destiny, even the things that God has actually called me called me into this world for. I have been very, very laid back. Not like laid back, I've always wanted to know what my purpose was. I never really understood what it was. I was like, okay, maybe I have to be good at singing, maybe I have to be good at dancing, maybe I just have to be good with this and that, and maybe that's my purpose and I'll focus on it. But the moment I try to do it, it feels like I'm not getting it right, or it just feels like I'm not meant to be there. I don't belong here. And when I try so hard to be or to belong, I find myself, slipping away gradually, or in fact, totally, where I'm not even sure what I'm doing anymore. And I am faced with that reality at the moment, where I am constantly asking myself, what on God's green earth am I doing? Like, God, I beg, help me. So it's been plenty. I have this conversation as a monologue in my mind almost every day. I ask myself, am I even enjoying what I'm doing? One thing I've come to observe about myself is that I like to be on the move. I like to be busy. I'm artistic. I like to play around with words. I like to write. I like to do a lot of things. And there's so many things I have a flair for. But one thing I do know for a fact is that, yes, you can have all of these beautiful talents that you can do, all of the beautiful things you can do, but you have to pick one that blesses you with the kind of money that you need to get. So what I've been praying for to God is to reveal to me what He wants me to do, genuinely, authentically, how He wants me to go about it. However, I think I have a clue of what it is, because it is something that I've had to like run away from for the longest. I used to feel like being in the limelight is scary. Being in the limelight to bring out your whole life in the open, being the limelight, and I'm beginning to realize how I am actually into the limelight. I actually like being in front of camera. I actually like being doing certain things, talking, having conversations. I actually like being like doing all of these things. I'm not sure why I have always, sidelined that aspect of myself, because I feel like maybe I'm not. That was then. I used to feel like I was not pretty enough, or my teeth my teeth were too crooked to to talk. People might make fun of me. We're living in a digital world, and everybody can say horrible things to you and at you, and you feel horrible. So I think I've come to also understand that God has actually been preparing me as well to strengthen my mind for what is to come in front, because He knew that I would chase this thing regardless, because He has placed it in my heart to do it. So whether I like it or not, I will have to do it. I mean, there's also a part of the Bible that says that anything you find your hands finds to do it well, and God bless the work of your hands. Do it diligently. I've always diligently done my jobs. Some I failed at, some I was good at, and people were like always saying, "Wow, you're good at this stuff." But I never found joy or fulfillment in it. But at the end of the day, I had to look for something that, regardless of how maybe tough it gets, I will stay there no matter how tough it is. Just be more consistent, be more diligent. Have an excellent spirit towards that. I think another thing I've also struggled with is like having an excellent spirit. I've always been average. That's just the truth. I've always been average, and I have the potential to be the best, but I always played small because I felt, as a matter of fact, that's what I've known all my life: playing small, acting like I'm dumb just so the other person can feel smart, acting like I cannot say certain things when I know that deep down I really want to say these things, acting like, oh, when the lecturer asks a question, I have an answer to that question, but I'd rather not raise up my hand because I feel like, what if it's wrong? I doubt myself, particularly because I doubt myself a whole lot. I start thinking, is it right? When I know it's right and I just read it like 2 days ago, and then I'm still asking myself whether the answer I have is right or wrong. And then somebody says exactly what's in my mind, and I'm realizing that I should have just said it. Whether it was wrong or right, it's a learning process. And if I fail it, I learn. And if I get it, I get it. But I always ran away from failure, and it's like failure was just attacking me, holding me, having me on chokehold, where I was always like, I might as well just call in my shell and be random. I think I've gotten to that point. Not I think. I'm done with playing small with my purpose. I'm done with playing small with my life and what I am truly called to do. And even if it's not desirable in the eyes of a lot of people who I might know or anything, it's not my business. What is more important to me is I'm doing something that I love, and I'm paid for it. Playing small is a big problem. It's a big problem, especially when you don't even have a full understanding of who you truly are, the things that makes you, the things that make you you, the things that make me. I didn't truly understand it. I just felt like they were random and normal, and anybody could be as special too. But when people meet me and they're like, oh wow, you're actually very special in this area, you're great at this and great at that, I will kind of like throw it in the corner, like, I don't think it's all that. But since it's all that, because that could be the thing that brings you out to be an expert in. I've always downplayed my writing. I've always downplayed my eloquence, my ability to actually speak, and I don't know if it is me or my mind or the devil, but I've always looked down on myself. And it doesn't mean that I kind of struggled with low self-esteem, but at some point I kind of outgrew it, and like worked on myself to face it head on, as like square on, regardless of what happens. Anyone wants to make it up. But at the end of the day, I'm realizing how because of that mentality and that mindset, I have twisted myself to be somebody that I'm not, and I'm done with that life. I think my current job even had to open my eye to this reality that um, being diligent at what you do, be disciplined, and having an excellent spirit will take you a very long way. And most importantly, being proactive about your personal stuff, about whatever your hands find to do. I'm not someone to say, oh, I have everything rosy and great things going on in my life. There are so many whack shit that have happened to me, and I'm like, I know I could have done better, but I didn't, and it led me to this point. So what's the best thing to do right now is to sit down and help myself, work on myself, and do better. So playing small is about you. It is not that any other person had made you feel small. It is how, one thing I've come to understand, it is how you portray yourself to others that they will treat you. So if you portray yourself as someone who plays small, they'll treat you like small. And you have to give, you can't give, you give people the right to treat you the way you want them to treat you. And I gave people the opportunity to talk to me, behave certain ways to me. And I didn't like that, but I just went with it. I didn't complain. I didn't fight it. I was just quiet, not knowing that it was messing with my esteem. However, things have changed in the sense that I will clap the hell back if anybody says anything nasty to me. Whether you're joking or you're not joking, I don't care. Trying to make me feel small. I won't try to make you feel small because I am not that person. But I would not tolerate it, because as a human being, as someone who love yourself, you would want you to be the best version of yourself, and being the best version of yourself will not come out of you playing small. So my love, stop playing small with your purpose. You are amazing, you are great, you can do exceeding and abundantly great things. The most important thing is that even if you start small, when you start small and that small is not all that, keep going. I know people who have been consistent with several things. Keep going, keep doing it, and I promise you it's going to work out just fine. And before you know it, you find yourself being the best at that thing that you're not so good at before. I'm trying to chase an acting career at the moment, and everybody listening to this will be like, oh my god, how many things you want to chase in this life? But this is me literally there just thinking about what other people think. Should I care? No. Do their opinions matter? No. Are they living my life? Am I living theirs? No. I'm living mine. And however it happens, it will happen. Whether I succeed or not, the bottom line is that I decided to pursue something and not wish that I, sat around waiting for it to happen, or, like not completely chasing it. A friend of mine and I were having a conversation yesterday where he was like, I don't regret failing. What I regret is not pursuing the things that I really wanted to pursue, like not doing the things that I wished I saw myself doing, but I didn't have the guts and the balls or the energy to actually go for it. So I just feel like if you have that one thing in your heart that you're really, really into and you like, and maybe you're scared of what the world will say or how they'll perceive you, I don't think that should be your problem. I think what's more important is God, not any other person. Not even your parents, to be honest. Just do it and do it head on. I'm starting this career and I am not that young, but I know this career can take in as whatever age as possible, but I wish I started sooner so I can have a clear understanding of what this thing is about. But now that I am doing it, sometimes I feel like I don't have the mental capacity to even do a lot of things that people do, but I do know that I have the ability to do so. But I don't know if I always overthink things, but as an actor I know that overthinking things is possible to overthink things, but not to the point that you are not doing your job completely. However, I want to take this podcast to a whole different level. I remember when I was trying to do that this year and it didn't work out. I always kept asking God, what's going on? I'm doing everything in my power to make this thing work. I'm doing everything in my power to make this thing work, but it's not working. So please show me the way. And I just realized how I wasn't ready. I feel like there are things that I need to experience before I actually do this vodcast in such a way that it ropes people in, and not just rope people in, but rope people in for Christ. I'm very particular about this, so I just told myself that, you know what, I'm going to put a halt to this. I know, like, focus on other things, and, you know, like, build my capacity, build my my ability to actually hold a conversation with somebody for about an hour, having a conversation about God, you know, and other things, other skills that are needed to be a good host to my guests. So I'm working on that and trying to, you know, be the best version of myself in that regard, so I don't flop. And even if I do flop, there's always an opportunity, there's always room to grow. So I'm just going to put a halt to it. I was like, I might as well focus on other things and, you know, like, build myself to get there. And that is what I'm doing currently. And that is why Unwavering Thoughts podcast is here to, like, to build me up in a way until I'm ready for a podcast. There's so many things I want to do. And I really do hope that they come into fusion, because it is something that will give me an immense pleasure and joy, that at least I did the things that I really wanted to do, notwithstanding or regardless of what anybody thought about me. Anyway, I feel like you should do the same, because life is to be lived, and you only live once, and you would not want to find yourself wanting and regretting. Regret is a very, very horrible emotion. I don't want to get there. So yeah, that is all for today. I have said everything I wanted to talk about regarding this topic about not playing small with your purpose. And I hope that it really, really touches your heart. And I pray that God helps you to fully understand who you truly are. And the moment you do understand who you truly are, and you see yourself the way God sees you, I promise you, you would not see yourself any less, because you are amazing in God's eyes. You can do no wrong, because Jesus already died for our sins. When God sees us, rather, he sees Jesus. He sees his son, the blood that his son shed on the cross of Calvary. So yeah, keep being yourself, you know, change from any nasty thing you are doing. As a matter of fact, I want to have a conversation on that regard, but I just feel like when the time comes, we'll have that conversation. But yeah, just keep being you and keep being amazing. Thank you for listening, and have a fantastic, fantastic week. Bye.